They're afraid of the dark, but I live in it. The Sinister Gnome.
This is a story about what happens when death refuses to take what's hers. About a being born in the silence of an abandoned clinic. The flesh that didn't want to die. The witness to this horror is the Sinister Gnome.
It's me again, the Sinister Gnome. I just watch. I don't save. I don't judge. I don't kill. I watch as everything you call life rots and is reborn. Today I'll tell you about a creature whose birth I witnessed with my own eyes. About flesh that refused to die. Once, many years ago, there was a clinic beneath an old city. Not the kind where they heal people. The kind where they try things. Damp plaster, walls soaked with iodine and decay, and the stench of burnt flesh. They ran experiments, not on death, no, on return. They wanted to drag a man back from beyond the line, to hold the soul in place with electricity and chemicals. But the soul doesn't like being pulled back by the hair. It leaves. And sometimes, the body stays. That night, I was down there, among the pipes. I heard the doctor scream, "There's a pulse. He's alive." Then, silence. The kind of silence that even rats freeze for. I saw the sheet on the table move. Slowly. As if something beneath it was remembering how to move. When the cloth slid off, I saw the face. Gray, empty, like ash. The eyes didn't blink. They were searching. Not around. Inside themselves. It stood up. At first clumsy, like a child. Then steady. Bones cracked. Tendons stretched. And I realized this body wasn't being driven by a mind. Something else was moving it. Something desperate. It left the clinic, just walked forward, barefoot, over shards, over filth, through the night. And it's been walking ever since. I watched it for a long time. I like watching the dead learn how to walk. It doesn't speak, doesn't eat, doesn't breathe. But its flesh is alive. Too alive. Sometimes, when the wind carries the stench up from the sewers, I can smell it rotting. And then healing itself. The flesh mends on its own, seeks warmth, fears the cold. It's disgusting and mesmerizing. It's searching for something. I could tell by the way it moved. No goal, just direction. The whole body leaning forward, as if sniffing out a soul. Its own. But the soul is gone. It wanders the streets at night. When someone staggers out of a bar, it might be standing there in the shadows, waiting, watching. Sometimes it comes close, almost touching. And then the person suddenly freezes. Their eyes glaze over. Their breath falters, as if something leaves them. And then the thing opens its mouth, as if inhaling their warmth. But it's not a soul, just biological fuel. A stolen piece of life, to keep from falling apart. I saw it patching itself together with other people's parts, carefully, almost tenderly. It wore skin that wasn't its own, fingers of a different shade, eyes, one color, then another. A mosaic of humanity. Each time, a little fresher, a little more alive, and a little further from what it once was. Its walk changed. It became confident, almost human. But its footsteps left marks where the ground turned black and died. It came back to the old clinic, stood before the ruins like before a home. Silent. Sometimes it touched the wall with its hand. I saw the plaster bubble under its fingers, as if the building itself remembered it and was afraid. Years passed, and the flesh kept walking. I saw it yesterday. Yes, after all these decades. Still the same, only denser, heavier. Its fingers like tendrils, its skin like old rubber. But the eyes, now there are more of them. Different ones, from different bodies. They look in all directions, but all searching for the same thing. Themselves. Sometimes I wonder what it feels when it passes by a mirror or a store window. Maybe it sees the reflection and doesn't recognize it. Or maybe it sees too much at once. Hard to say. It's no longer human, but not a corpse either. It's motion without purpose. Life without meaning. Once I followed it to an abandoned train station. There, among the dirt and dust, it knelt beside a body. A woman, freshly dead. Not from sickness, no. Someone had hit her and left. The flesh lifted her head, as if trying to understand why that life had gone out. Then it pressed its own chest against hers. For a long time. A very long time. And when it pulled away, the woman's face was different. It moved, but her eyes were empty. Empty. Like its own. That's how it goes on, passing from body to body, taking warmth, memory, pieces, building itself out of a world that's long since rotted away. And the more it gathers, the farther it gets from being human. You think this is just a story? Number. It's a testimony. I still see her, even now while you sleep. She moves beneath the city, through the subway tunnels where no trains run anymore. Do you hear the ground trembling at night? That's her walking. The flesh that refused to die. And you know what's most terrifying? She's not looking for her soul anymore. Now, she's looking for mine. Because I'm the only one who remembers who she used to be. So if tomorrow you hear soft footsteps in the sewers and smell the stench of a hospital, don't call out. Don't turn around. Let her pass. She won't stop. Ever. This was the Sinister Gnome. I only watch. And you listened. Now she knows where you are.